Hey everybody, so this is a successful difficult run that I did on the PlayStation 4 and recorded it, and I'm putting it together on Share Factory to go along with my I think it's 4 or 5 different YouTube live videos that I streamed mostly in March. I think maybe once or twice in April I got a few of the videos out. Here I'm picking out, we're going with a different naming scheme for this one. We're doing some Greek letters, alpha, beta, gamma, delta, and then I couldn't remember exactly what came after delta, so the only Greek letter that stuck in my head was chi, and then I went ahead and spelled it probably completely wrong, because I think chi is OX. Oh well, what are you gonna do? But we're setting out. We're gonna pick our supplies here. Oh, we still haven't unlocked any of these other cars because I haven't fulfilled any of those. I have not played on Suicide, obviously, if I'm still doing this difficult run. And of course, you get only 8 things you can choose, or is it 10? 10, because there's 10 categories, and you can only pick one of each of the items on your difficult run. As I said, this is a actual successful difficult run, and I did record this per playthrough, and I'm putting it together on Share Factory. The reason is because this entire series of videos that I've been streaming of Oregon Trail has been a series of experiments that I've been kind of working on. I'm looking at how successful a streaming gameplay would be, and what I really am looking to do with these videos is stream full game playthroughs, possibly do like a full trophy guide, like showing all the trophies being awarded through a live stream that is then archived on YouTube. So the idea was I wanted to try a couple things out. What happened was this entire run, and I think I've mentioned this in previous streams, it's been a little rocky and it's been a lot of experimentation, and I've learned a lot of things, and I'm just going to share a couple of them with you, and then we'll kind of get back to what's going on in the game. But I mean, again, a lot of what's in this is the same stuff that you saw in previous streams of both easy runs and my first difficult run, and the only thing that's going to be different with this is some of the combat trainer, I don't even remember what they're called, combat trainer lessons or techniques that you pick up that you can purchase. They are going to help us, and a lot more conservation of resources and scavenging a little bit more efficiently and smartly. But we will get into that. But let me just explain some of the things I've learned playing all these games here, all these different runs, and the different ways I've been streaming and using this game to kind of build my channel up a little bit. So the first thing I did with this game, I saw the Beer Bros playing this game a couple weeks ago, and it reminded me of how much fun this game was to play. I played this game on the Vita, I think 4 or 5 years ago. I probably played it at work, and it probably only took me a day or two to bust through the whole thing. Maybe it took me longer, I'd have to go back and look, but I remember having a lot of fun with it, and watching them play for like the 1 or 2 streams they did really reminded me this is a fun and kind of random game, and this is kind of right up my alley. This is the kind of genre that I seem to flock to: survival, resource management, and procedurally generated. You don't know what's going to happen every time you get in the car, every time you go scavenge, all this stuff. And there's a certain element of kind of action involved with the scavenging and a lot of the other things that happen in the game. So I kind of figured this would be a good jumping off point to try a couple different things with. So the very first thing I did was I played my first run on Twitch. I have a Twitch handle. It's imaginary_completionist. It was my very first stream, and I don't know much about Twitch. I know a lot less about Twitch than I do about YouTube, and I don't know much about YouTube either. So the first easy run, it went very well, and I got a number of trophies. Unfortunately, I didn't know how to back up the archive of the playthrough, so it's lost. It's gone. There's no way to share that first run experience. Oh, by the way, this entire playthrough, this entire run of this game has been on my secondary account. It's actually my wife's account that she never ever uses, but I use it sometimes to do trophy guides, because I mean, obviously the most important thing is that you see me get the trophies themselves. What's the point of playing through a game, having all the trophies, and trying to share the best methods to get any trophies if you can't see them actually happen? So the problem on Share Factory is you can't make that happen. Trophies don't appear when they are awarded. And on Twitch, because I was streaming from PlayStation 4 on Twitch, you couldn't see the trophies pop there either. So I had a whole number of problems. And again, the footage is lost because I didn't archive it. I now know how to archive. I guess it's saved. Twitch saves your videos for 5 days. Next thing I gotta learn, and I still haven't even attempted this, is how to turn those archived videos into YouTube videos so that they can stay on my channel forever. I may not even end up doing that. If that even doesn't work, I don't know. Anyway, so that was the first stream. That was the first playthrough on easy. Then the second playthrough, I did YouTube Live, and it was an easy playthrough, and I think I spaced it out into 2 videos. Well, my microphone was turned way low, way low, and you couldn't hear a single thing I said. And this game is so freaking loud. The music, all the music and all the sound effects, they're just so loud. I have to turn it down constantly. So the easy run is there to watch, but you can just faintly hear my voice in the background, and it's kind of embarrassing, to be honest. But again, this was a learning experience, and I hope, if you happen to have watched any of those, I hope you understand what happened there, and if not, hopefully this explanation will help. But so that was another learning experience. So we did that, and then for the third run, I'm just watching myself here trying to complete this job and almost getting caught by a boo. I'm gonna make it though. I suffer very little. Made it. Okay. I suffer very little zombie bites in this game, in this run. It actually works pretty well. But that's what I was getting to. The third run, which was also done on YouTube Live, and I think the microphone was working properly for my difficult run 3. At least it was for the second half of it. So the run did not go well, as I think I've already mentioned a little bit in this video. I didn't scavenge correctly, and I kind of focused on trying to make as much money, and I spent too much time worrying about car supplies. You know, I found out in one of my easy runs that scraps seem to really be profitable, especially in the last third or quarter of the game. You can sell scraps for like sometimes $4, $5, $7, and when you only need 8 scraps in order to get the car in good working order to get to the next destination, if you have 60 or 100 or more scraps, then that's a good amount of cash. And I kept focusing on that, and in the end it didn't matter. I ran out of money, I ran out of everything, literally everything in that run, and it ended right before I got to Safe Haven. I think it was before I got to the second last destination. I can't remember what city. And we went to Salt Lake City, and then the car broke down halfway to the next destination, and I don't think we ever got to the second last city that you're supposed to get to, because we got overrun by zombies, and in order to defend the car, I ran out of ammo and I couldn't defend the car, and my health was crazy low. It's all kinds of bad. So I suggest, if you want to see how not to do a difficult run in this game, watch that, and watch the problems that I have all throughout that run, because it's laughable. And I mean, even I by the end am laughing, because it's just so bad. But you know, you live and you learn. So after that run was complete, on the same video, I did start a new third run on easy, and that went fairly well. There wasn't any problem. Of course, on easy, you're gonna get through it pretty much without any issues. But I did kind of use the run to attempt to work on a couple of the other trophies that I was still in need of, and unfortunately none of those came through. So once I got done with the successful third easy run, I decided, you know what, there's no sense in streaming me playing this game over and over again on easy. It's not the most exciting thing to see me go through the motions every single time. So what I decided was I was going to play this on difficult and keep all of the footage, well, 80% of the footage, we'll talk about that soon too, keep all the footage, and then if it's successful, then put it together on Share Factory, which is exactly what I'm doing right now. So, and this is the end result. This is we must be at the second, probably third or fourth stop on the Oregon Trail, heading towards Safe Haven, which seems to be like somewhere near Portland, Oregon, or maybe the very top of California. Was that San Francisco's up there somewhere? I was never good on geography. But yeah, so on this run, we're making sure to keep the car pretty much in tip-top condition every time we stop at a city. I got into kind of a kind of cycle that I would go through at every city. I would check to see what time it was and how close we were to the 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. window of low zombie activity for scavenging, and I would use the time to if we got there like say 6 a.m. I'd use the time to either let the crew rest if they were low on health, or I would try some trades, and if I didn't like what was being traded, I would wait an hour while everyone ate a little bit of the food and their health declined just a little bit, and we would eventually get to the scavenging hours of 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And the other things I would do is I would go through and I would look at the jobs. I would look at what they had on offer. If there was a auto shop there, we'll be looking at the auto shop. Oh, I want to take just 1 second here. You'll notice I am stopping every single time a tombstone comes up. I am stopping to look at it. On your difficult run, I wouldn't suggest stopping for anything more than what you need to stop for. But on this run, I was still working on getting the Deja Vu trophy, where you stumble upon your own tombstone. So you'll notice me stopping at each one. But yeah, so the routine was stop in, see what they have, and if I needed to use the time in order to get to the hours where we could scavenge, I would either, as I said, let the folks rest, or I would work on the car if I had a good deal of scraps, and that way you're using the hours efficiently. And the great thing about this is there's not a lot of pressure to work fast. There's no ticking clock that you have to make decisions quickly, except when you're in kind of the action sequences with the zombies and stuff. You just have to have you have to make sure that your reflexes are working properly. But a lot of this, you can just sit and just kind of think about things and make your decisions. Those decisions aren't going to go away if you time out of them. So yeah, it's just a matter of using the hours efficiently, because you simply don't want to wait for an hour to make a trade if you only have 20 or 30 ounces of food, because you're going to be down to your very last bit of food, and then everyone's health is going to go down, and then without food, and if you can't scavenge, if you're hours away from scavenging, it's a whole mess. It's a whole thing. So just keep that in mind as you're going around the farmland. We are a bit further than I realized we were. The other thing is, with the difficult run, I noticed the destinations are a little different. There's all sorts of changes in the difficult run that you don't see in the easy run at all, and there's a lot more random kind of boss fights and things that occur that you might see in your easy run once or twice, but they happen more often in difficult. So keep that in mind if you are playing this game in 2021 or after. That the difficult or the suicide run, if you decide to go that route, if you do, more power to you. The difficult run for me was hard enough to get through. Again, it's not hard. It's not that hard. It's not that difficult, as it's called. But I did fail it the first time, live on YouTube. So take that for what you will. But it was useful to have that kind of schedule, to have that kind of routine. I think I probably should give a shout out to John Lewis Brooks, who posted a comment on my last run. It was an actual, I think it was the final easy run, number 3. He posted a comment there offering that if you ever do a suicide run, make sure that you scavenge all the time and that you use ammo, that you keep ammo as much as possible. Which is funny because I guess in the beginning of the video I kind of talk about what happened in the previous video, and so he must have heard that and then posted that comment there instead of on the video where I actually fail and need that advice. But it was very useful, and it kind of inspired me to go that route with the scavenging, because like I said, previously in the first difficult run, I was considering scrap to be the most valuable commodity, and I would hold on to scrap as much as possible, sometimes not even using it for the car, so I could sell it for more money. And like many survival games, money only gets you so far. It is the trades, and it is the things that you pick up along the way. And managing the trades as well, I have certainly done a few trades in this video already, and we'll catch one or two more. But you don't want to give away your one battery or your one muffler, or any of your health kits, med kits, I think they're called in the game. You don't want to give any of those away, and you certainly don't want to give them away for silly reasons, So just make sure you're trading effectively. Make sure you're going. I seemed to follow a kind of rule here. I must be getting ready to scavenge here. I don't know why I'm taking so long, but I apologize for the delay in the video here. But my rule was kind of get 1 to maybe 3 of each item that you needed for the car: battery, muffler, and tires. And I also think in this run I got really, really lucky with the car parts, because in previous runs, even on easy, I was blowing through tires left and right. I mean, and the closer you get to the final destination, the more problems your car has, which, makes sense. If you drive a car for 100,000 miles, if you drive it across country, it's going to be working better for you in the first, 7 or 8 states that you drive through than it will when you get to the last 2 or 3 states. It makes sense. It makes total sense. That's how anything should work. But I really did seem to get lucky in this run with the car. I kept it running as well as I could. Basically what I mean to say is, whenever I did get attacked there. That's the second attack, I think, in this video. You don't want that to happen too many times during your run, especially on difficult. But again, as I'm saying, I was very lucky. I had enough med kits. Of course, by now I think I already have med kit. I can't even remember these combat trainings. I'm so not used to using them in these runs that I forget what they're called. Med Kit Scavenger, I think it's what it's called. I have that. I also have Money Scavenger at some point, maybe not yet, which is the other thing that the comment suggested on my previous video that I go for. And I didn't see a huge jump in the money that I got, but there definitely, by the end, I was making over $150 every time I would scavenge. I mean, I know I had a good size of money in my wallet pretty much at all times. That's because I was scavenging and I was getting some cash during the scavenges. I was also selling a ton of the extra food that I was scavenging. I was selling scraps when I had over, I think, 60 scraps. Then I knew I was safe to sell them. For $7 a scrap, it's totally worth it. And as I said before, that was my main monetary, that was my main resource for getting money in the previous run. But this one, combined with all the extra hundreds of ounces of food that I was getting that I just didn't need, and I also made sure to keep everybody alive, even if they got bit. As much as I wanted the turn into a zombie trophy, I didn't want that to happen on my difficult run and just waste the whole run. And then I also didn't want to have that happen on a run that I wasn't going to end up putting up on YouTube, because you know, you want to see me get all those trophies. So anyway, you know, be smart with your trades, and be smart with how you use each hour when you're at a town, and you know, keep watching these videos and you'll see I guess I get very lucky, which, you know, kind of stinks as far as a trophy guide goes, because, you know, but that's also what's great about this. Actually, this is the one time where I was getting kind of overrun by these bikers. This, I think, is the only time in this run where it's the biker mini game. I think I get the kind of snowplow game maybe 3 or 4 times throughout the run, which is a little bit more challenging because you have to hit the ramps and avoid all the other things that are in the road. But this, you just simply have to knock them over, and if you don't knock them over in time, they start shooting at you when they're parallel with the car and causing the car a lot more damage. And I was already nearly, as you can see, I'm very close to needing repair on this car. This is probably the last time I allow the car to get this low in health, I guess you could say, as a car. Whatever. So anyway, long-winded way to say that I just wanted to give a shout out to John Lewis Brooks for mentioning those tips, to use ammo, to conserve all the ammo you can get, because you can use it. You can sell the ammo, you can trade with the ammo, and ammo is what keeps you alive, because anytime you run into a situation where you need to use it, you know, it definitely works for you. And I would say, I don't know, I have not tested this out. I'm looking for another tombstone here. Haven't tested this out, so I don't know for sure, but early on I think it was a muffler upgrade. Oh, see, that's good. I got 62 food there at that tombstone. See, sometimes when you stop at a tombstone to read it, you have a zombie encounter where you just have to shoot them in the head, which is easy enough as long as you know what you're doing. But the other option is you could possibly get some resources, which is really great. So keep that in mind. But I would suggest keeping the stops that you make that you don't need to do on a difficult run at the minimum. But it's always a nice little bonus when you're going for that. But of course, I was trying to find my tombstone. But I did want to say, I don't know for sure, but I can tell you that I got an upgrade, a muffler upgrade early on in this run. I assume it was by this point in the run, that allows you to automatically sneak through any zombie hordes, and I use it about 4 times, I think, throughout the run. I don't know if I would have chosen to shoot my way out of the horde if it would have used up ammo. I'm not 100% sure, but you know, that may have been another factor. But this run is very effective. It's, you know, it's definitely a bit more on the lucky side. Oh, there's the carrier. This is one of the best upgrades you can get. It protects your fuel from being stolen either in town, which I don't, maybe not even in town, but definitely while you're on the road, you'll see little notes about, oh, you know, a scavenger came by or a thief came by and tried to steal some fuel, but they couldn't because it was locked up tight. That is essential, because fuel is one of the big things that you need throughout this game. That's another thing I got lucky with on this run, was I didn't really run out of fuel, and I was able to trade for fuel and all sorts of stuff. We will continue this run on the next video, and I hope that I've offered some pointers on this one. I hope this one has helped a little bit, and I hope to see you in the next video. All right, hope this helps. Take care.